1 is Bobby Grant, Robbie Supple. 2, Kadou, Nonantais, Jimmy McCarthy. 3, Macgeorge, Norman Williamson. 4 is Seymour Business, racing in new colours today, the Robert Ogden colours. Mick Fitzgerald in the saddle. Number 5 is Listen Timmy, a John Hughes Chase winner at Aintree, having his first start for Alan King today, Richard Johnson. And number 6 is Tresor de May, Tony McCoy. All 6 run.
More Business is odds on 1-3 at the moment, having opened up at 2-7. That means it's getting easier to back. £3 on wins, £1 for the punter. Tresor de May 15-2. Bobby Grant a 9-1 chance, with Listen Timmy out to 25-1 from 20. Macgeorge is also 25-1, with Kadou Nonantais 33-1 outsider of 6.
They're racing in this Aon Chase, and on settling down, the favourite Seymour Business about second from the left as they head towards the first of 18. All got over the first okay. Listen Timmy was less than fluent at it, and on settling down it's McGeorge who goes on here by a length to Kadou Nonantais the far side. Then in third is Seymour Business, Blinkered as usual as they head to the second. Got in too close to that though. Listen Timmy behind them from Tresor de May, and then on the left of picture is Bobby Grant. They've jumped 2 and a long run before they reach the third. Macgeorge settles in front, setting a leisurely pace by a length to Seymour Business up on the outside. 1.5 away Kadou Nonantais, 2 or 3 lengths away behind them Listen Timmy from Bobby Grant, and half a length away Tresor de May, ridden as usual by Tony McCoy from behind. Heading across the top of the track on the first occasion towards the third. Macgeorge leads towards it now from Seymour Business. Better jump there. Kadou Nonantais just went through that, followed by Listen Timmy and Bobby Grant up on the outside as they round the corner the first time, and a gap then to Tresor de May. Heading into the home straight now, and Macgeorge about a length clear of Seymour Business, who's up on the outside, taking a great deal of interest. I think he'd like them to go just a fraction faster. A length and a half further back then is Kadou Nonantais from Listen Timmy. So head towards the fourth. Tresor de May just less than fluent behind them. In last position, tucked away on the inside. And just on the extreme left is Bobby Grant as they come up now towards this open ditch. Macgeorge jumping it confidently in the lead from Seymour Business on the near side. They're 2 lengths to Kadou Nonantais, similar distance away Bobby Grant making some ground from Listen Timmy. So they head towards the next plain fence, and further back Tresor de May, who's at the rear of the field. Heading up the home straight now towards the 7th. And on the far side, Macgeorge, that striped jacket, showing the way from Seymour Business, wearing the Robert Ogden colours for the first time. Mick Fitzgerald on this horse. Kadou Nonantais in third. They're followed by Bobby Grant, Listen Timmy and Tresor de May. Heading up towards the water, the one and only occasion. This is the 8th. Macgeorge the far side. Seymour Business jumped into the lead there, and he'll go on here, I think, and 2 or 3 lengths away in third Kadou Nonantais, followed then by Bobby Grant, just being passed by Listen Timmy and Tresor de May. Just under a circuit to go, and Seymour Business has taken up the running by half a length or so to Macgeorge as they head into the back. Paul Nicholls warning before the race that Seymour Business, the Gold Cup winner, only 80% fit. We'll see how fit he is now as he goes on and heading down the back. Macgeorge sticking with him at the first, down the back. They jump it together. Tresor de May made a mess of that in last position, slight mistake. Then in third, Listen Timmy, followed by Bobby Grant, Kadou Nonantais, and 2 lengths Tresor de May at the next ditch. And Mick Fitzgerald boots Seymour Business right into that. Macgeorge sticking with him on the inside, but it's Seymour Business establishing this very clear advantage as they head down the back towards a plain fence. Leads by a length and a half. Got in too close to that. From in second, Macgeorge, then Listen Timmy third. Bobby Grant is being ridden along in fourth. They're followed by Tresor de May, and then on the inside, Kadou Nonantais as they head now towards the next plain fence. Seymour Business over that one from Macgeorge. Listen Timmy running a good race. They're followed then by Bobby Grant on the left, just reaching for his stick, and further back then is Tresor de May. Kadou Nonantais has dropped out as they come towards 6 out. Seymour Business gets over it in the lead there from Macgeorge, sticking with him on the far side. There 4 or 5 lengths to Bobby Grant. as they prepare to leave the back, and Kadou Nonantais has been pulled up. Seymour Business out in front here. Theoretically, he's got at least 24 pounds on all his rivals. As they leave the back behind them and race towards the cross fence, it's Seymour Business who blazes the trail. He's been in front for a long way, leads by 3 lengths to McGeorge, 4 or 5 away. Listen Timmy from Bobby Grant, who's second last, and Tresor just going past him, racing towards the cross fence. Seymour Business measured that well, lands over it full of running, 3 lengths to McGeorge, 5 or 6 lengths away. Then in third is Listen Timmy, 4 lengths further back Tresor, similar distance Bobby Grant, who's called it a day. But they've got 4 fences left to jump in the Aon Chase, and Seymour Business, the Gold Cup winner, out in front by 4 lengths to McGeorge in second, then Listen Timmy in third. A long gap, Tresor and Bobby Grant as the leader. Seymour Business heads towards 4 out. He draws towards it now, went right through the top of that. Mistake by Listen Timmy back in the field, but he survived. They've got 3 left to jump. Seymour Business 3 or 4 in front of McGeorge, who's under the whip. This is the last of the ditches. Seymour Business comes towards it, jumped that one full of running, very fluent at it. McGeorge made a mess of it. Tresor jumps at third. Listen Timmy's very leg weary, and a gap to Bobby Grant, heading towards the second last. Seymour Business 6 or 7 in front now, jumps it well. From in second McGeorge, they're followed by Tresor. Listen Timmy's going to be pulled up, and jumping at fourth is Bobby Grant. They've got 1 left to jump now, and Seymour Business, the Gold Cup favourite, leads by 8 or 10 lengths as he draws towards the last now, jumps it in magnificent style, and goes on here to complete a memorable double for the Paul Nicholls stable. Jumping it in second is McGeorge, then Tresor and Bobby Grant. But on the run in for home, Seymour Business, Mick Fitzgerald comes home with plenty up his sleeve, and he'll go to Cheltenham, a very worthy Gold Cup favourite. It's Seymour Business who goes on to win by 10 or 12, 15 lengths. Second is McGeorge, ridden right out. Tresor gets third, and a gap then to Bobby Grant. The winner is number 4, Seymour Business, owned in partnership by Robert Ogden and Paul Barber, trained by Paul Nicholls and ridden by Mick Fitzgerald. Second is number 3, McGeorge, owned by Mr. and Mrs. J.H. Watson, trained by Richard Lee and ridden by Norman Williamson. And third, number 6, Tresor, owned by Joe Moran, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Tony McCoy. Fourth is Bobby Grant, 18 lengths and a neck, 18 lengths and a neck. And here is the SP.
First, number 4, Seymour Business, the odds-on 1 to 3 favourite. Second, number 3, Macgeorge at 25 to 1, and third, number 6, Tresor at 15 to 2. All